We want to talk about processing the word for victory. John chapter 1, verse 1 and verse 14. In the Amplified translation reads, "In the beginning, before all time, was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God Himself." In verse 14 it says, "And the Word became flesh, human, incarnate, and tabernacled, fixed His tent of flesh, lived a while among us, and we actually saw His glory, His honor, His majesty, such glory as an only begotten Son receives from His Father, full of grace, favor, loving kindness, and truth." You see, the scriptures have been from the beginning. Before you were, the Word has been, and after you have gone, the Word will still be. The word, before your sickness, before your disease, before your lack, before your poverty, before your marriage started getting into trouble, the Word has been. And after all said and done, the Word will still be there. So the issue basically is not that the Word is there on the pages of of a book, as it were, but that the Word becomes flesh in your life. What does it mean for the Word to become flesh? In other words, the words become tangible. Like this, it is written in the Amplified. It said, "We actually saw the glory of the Word. We saw its glory manifest. We saw the glory come out, come into being." That's, when the Word becomes flesh, you saw the tangibility, the actuality of the Word. It comes into effect in your life. And that's what is important to you. That's what is important to us. It's not to just have the Word, in letters, black letters on a white paper. No, to have it become flesh for us. That's when it becomes impactful. That's when it affects our situation. That's when it brings a change to our life. And so the way the Word becomes flesh is how you process. When it becomes flesh, you have processed the Word, and then you will have victory in life. This is important. Because the Bible says, "Forever, O Lord, thy word is settled in heaven." Listen, friend, I don't need the word to be settled in heaven. I need it to be manifest here on earth for me. For the word that is settled in heaven, it's not going to be of any use to me if it does not show itself. I don't see His glory here on earth. And that's what is important to you. So having a Bible on your shelf in your home is not what is important. Having it on the coffee table is not what's about. Putting it under your pillow to sleep on is not what's about. But having this word become manifest, see the glory of the word in your life, see it bring change to your circumstance, see it bring change to your situation. That is what is important. And that's what I want to show you how to get about it. Because listen, friend, if the word is not working, then we don't need to waste our time. But this word works. Glory be to God. The word works, and you can find it. So there is no magic about it. There is no hidden mystery about it. The word works. God has made it plain how to make the word work for us. And you and I, all we need to do is find out from the word, how do I make this word work for me? And that's what I want to lead you on in this episode of Word Encounter. I am sure that you will have a wonderful time as we go on this journey. Now let's look at it. It says that the word became flesh. How does it become flesh? Peter shows us how in 2 Peter chapter 1 and verse 19. And I would like to read to you again 2 Peter chapter 1 verse 19 from the Amplified Bible again. It says, "And we have the prophetic word made firmer still. You would do well to pay close attention to it as to a lamp shining in a dismal, squalid, and dark place, until the day breaks through the gloom and the morning star rises, comes into being in your hearts." Listen, if you're in any circumstance brought on you by the devil, you are in a dark place. Darkness all around you. Bible says in that John chapter 1, it says, and the word, in Him was life, and the life was the light of men. The light shined, and darkness could not comprehend it. So the word coming into your life, into your situation, is like light coming into a dark place. But before you find light coming into that dark place, there is something that happens. Peter says, you do well, in the King James, you do well to take heed unto it until. That means that there is something that you've got to do until if you don't do it until the light shines into your darkness, you will not have the word become flesh for you. There is something you do until. You have to do certain things. There are certain things you give yourself to. The word does not automatically become flesh in a situation. The word does not automatically leap out of the pages of the Bible and bring change to any life. No, there is something that you attend to. There is something that you give yourself to. There is something that you apply yourself to. When you do that, the Bible says you do it until. In other words, you don't stop doing these things until you see light come into your darkness, until you see light come into your situation. You don't stop doing it. He said you do well to take heed unto it until. So what do you do? What is that thing that you do until light comes? What is that thing that you do until light comes into your darkness, into that darkness, into that negative circumstance? What do you do until? Proverbs chapter 4 begins to show us what you do. And I want to let's go to the cross, and we're going to take these things one by one. Because, friend, you must be desirous to have this word bring the necessary change in your life. And you must be desirous to stay on it until that change happens. Job, it is that said, I will wait until my appointed time until my change comes. I will wait. I will wait. You see, there is a waiting on the word that you do. Glory be to God. There is a waiting on the word that you do. There is a staying on the word that you do. It's not an abracadabra magical thing that you just, you call a magic for. No, there is a waiting on the word. That's why Peter says until, because there's a time element involved. There's a waiting. There's a brooding, like a chick will brood upon her egg. There's a waiting, there's a brooding on the word that you do until light dawns into your dark situation. And this is revealed to us in Proverbs chapter 4. Let's turn there. Proverbs chapter 4, I read verse 20 through to verse 22 in the Amplified Translation still. He said, my son, attend to my words. Consent and submit to my sayings. Let them not depart from your sight. Keep them in the center of your heart. For they are life to those who find them, and healing to all their flesh. The Old King James says this, my son, attend unto my words. Incline thine ear unto my sayings. Let them not depart from thine eyes. Keep them in the midst of thine heart. For they are life unto those that find them, and health to all their flesh. I'll come your way next time to open up this passage some more. God bless you.